time for some stuff that hopefully will not be as horrible as Canary Mary. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be as awful as it was. If you don't watch that playthrough, well, basically it was the worst thing ever. Anyway, these are the block puzzles, and they are annoying and whatnot. But anyway, a lot of these have been recently changed. This one, the only thing I changed was that part right there where you push in the thing and it makes that statue in the bottom left move. These Bikdip statues, by the way, get ready to see a lot of these because they keep showing up. This one, pretty much completely redone. It used to be a lot more generic than this. And this isn't even the one that I wanted to, like the final that I wanted to have. I wanted to have you push the block over lava to build a bridge, and that didn't go so well. Anyway, the trick here is, if you push that any further, you'll block the door, so you have to push it up here. And it looks like you're gonna get hurt by this stuff, but you actually don't. I don't know. This one completely new. This was it was just an entire room full of blocks in sort of a checkerboard pattern, and then I made it something actually interesting. It's still pretty easy. You just gotta push blocks onto these spots on the ground, but it makes you think a little bit. It's not completely self-explanatory because you gotta use both sides to do it. So, and you have to like make sure that you don't get one stuck up against a wall. And the whole time you're doing that, you're getting hit with fireballs. Anyway, you don't want to go in that bottom door, because there's no way out of here. This room is stolen directly from Dr. Wily's Revenge, and that was stolen directly from Oracle of Seasons, I think. I didn't know that at the time. It stumped me when I did it, so I put it in here thinking it would stump other people. I think I just had a bad time doing that one for some reason. Anyways, here, just sort of keep on going here. You can choose which way you want to go. Okay, you can't push that left. I was hoping that you couldn't. I'd never actually tested that. And then here you want to pick one of the doors, and here you've got an infinitely cycling room. If you pick the left one, you could reach the key pretty easily. And then you just got to keep following the path until eventually you get out of it. It's not much of a block puzzle. It isn't a block puzzle at all, actually, but I have it in here for some reason because I have a hard time thinking of good block puzzles, basically. So you just have a couple of decent ones, and out of the decent ones, most of them were just recently added, and the currently released version doesn't even have those ones. It has different ones. Anyway, this one you got to make a Triforce, so you just do that. There you go, pretty simple stuff, but I like that one anyway, just because it works out well. And then this one here, it's possible to screw it up. You can get trapped in it. I'm not sure how I would fix that, to be honest. So hopefully you don't do that. Anyway, you got the key there, you didn't really see it, but whatever. And here again, I could just hit continue to appear back at the beginning, but I want to show the like intended way back. Because it's not like the way back is a little bit different than the way there. It might not be what you expect. Getting back out of this one, surprisingly, isn't that bad. I think I just botched it up though. Didn't mean to push that one block. These Bikdip statues are very annoying, but I like them because they stare at you no matter where you go. That is the eyeball combo, which is a very common thing, but to me it was completely new and I thought it was fascinating, and I made like all those cracks on the statues and whatnot, and they look cool. They have green eyes just because the palette is dumb. I would have made them red eyes, but like that interfered with other stuff. Come to think of it, I can't remember what it interfered with, but I know it interfered with something. Whatever, you basically just repeat the same puzzle as before, taking damage or trying to not take damage depending on how you approach that. Then this one, you can push the blocks any way you want, and it's not going to do jack. To get rid of the white block, you got to push them all onto the white tiles. Makes sense. I really wish I could have gone... I see a fireball coming out of that. What are you doing there? I'm gonna have to revise this room. That's not normal. I don't know how that happened. I must have had more than an extra fire shooter enemy on the screen. Anyway, I've got a lot of time left, so I can do the minigames. Minigames are pretty cool. I got the block puzzles out of the way because they weren't as interesting. You pay 100 to get in for some reason. I think you have to pay that every time. Maybe not, because I think I just got extra bombs. I'm skipping through the text. I shouldn't have done that. This is Bikdip Bonk. You have to have the hammer for this, and it's basically whack-a-mole, but with Bikdips. And it's really, really easy. But anyway, I love these mini-games, just because this was my first time ever trying to do something like this. These are surprisingly tricky to set up. What you got here is basically a hammer flag where the Bikdips are, and when you hit that, it turns everything on the screen into a staircase to warp you to the next part. If you run out of time, it does a timed warp to send you back. I have that timer up there. That's, I'm not sure if that's a miscellaneous item, or if it's combo cycling. It was a miscellaneous item, and then I think I changed it for some reason. I think it had to do with the green eyes on the Bikdark statues, actually, but now they're still green, so I don't even know anymore. Anyway, generic goal-making game. This one was an idea that I wanted to work with, and it didn't turn out very good. I wanted to make something similar to Pong, and that turned out to be impossible, so now I just have this thing where you bounce shots into goals, and it would be awesome if it wasn't so forgiving. You can pretty much miss these things completely, and it'll still count as a goal. But yeah, you just gotta move around and let the Zora shoot, and then you bounce it in, and that's it. It's really disappointing how easy this is, because I really loved this idea. But yeah, see, I already won. That one was kind of a pain to set up, too. A lot of these were. But whatever. Treasure hunt. I'm sure you can read this on your own. Okay, this one, listen very carefully when I get in here. You heard the getting hurt noise? That's, an item bubble. During the ready go sequence, you're invisible in the corner, and there's an item bubble on top of you that disables all of your B button items, so you can't use the Lens of Truth. And then, you find the key. This isn't randomized, by the way, it's the same every time, and then you get out. And then here, you hit another item bubble to get them back, and it also gives them back if you, if you lose. Anyway, you got money or life thing. I'll give away the heart container, sure, why not? 15 hearts isn't going to be much harder than 16, but in the spirit of the challenge run, I'll do that. Okay, so shooting gallery. I mentioned this one in the Dr. Wily's Revenge playthrough. I stole this game. I'm just going to admit that. I stole the entire concept of this game. Mine is ever so slightly different, but it's the same basic idea. You gotta hit these things and not hit the dark nuts that are in the way. Mine is a lot harder. But if you don't make it in time, you only go back a screen. You don't have to redo the whole thing. So it's harder and easier, depending on how you look at it. And it's also possible to cheat if you have full health. You can kill these things with sword beams and then give yourself a better shot at it. I don't have full health, so I can't do that. I'm stuck doing it, but I made it anyway. That one's actually pretty hard. I'm surprised I made it so quickly. Fix the picture. I said pitcher. What the hell? Anyway, yeah, he says it's simple, and in concept it is, but it's also very difficult. Basically, it's a jigsaw puzzle where you push around the pieces, and you gotta put it together in time. And this first one isn't that bad. The next one, you pretty much have to know exactly what to do in order to make it in time. It gives you just barely enough time to do it. It also doesn't help that you can't tell what the hell this picture is. Obviously it's Bikdark, but like, it's the most fucked up picture of Bikdark ever. You can't tell what pose it's supposed to be. But whatever. These were interesting to set up, I guess. It was kind of a pain. I don't know what to say about it, other than I had to do a lot of drawing and combo making and whatnot. There we go. And I'm actually running really low on time here, so this other treasure hunt might have to be cut off at the end. It's the same exact thing as the last one, basically, except there's more rooms. So I'll see how far I can get into this, but I'm not expecting to beat it because I don't have it memorized where all the warps are. I should, but I don't. Somehow I'm doing okay, though. Wow. Okay, I somehow did remember where they were. By the way, each screen also has rupees on it, but I'm not going to bother with that, seriously. And that's the end of the minigames, so see you next time for what is left.